Welcome to the rabbithole.tech. Hello, let's work on strings together. I've already started on a program. The first few lines are about clearing a screen each time I run the program, so we won't really focus on that. Then I have a list of strings. Several lines here in English. I have a line in Greek about browser cookie acceptance, and then I have a line in German about donations to the Ukraine. Then, after the strings list is defined, then I loop through it and print the string, and we'll be modifying this line with the different string methods in Python to show what impact they have. All right, let's give our program a run. And you can see it goes through and the output is my list. I'm not calling any methods, so it's exactly what we would expect. All right, let's go to our first method. We're going to capitalize. And we're going to run our program. And as you can see, the first letter of each string variable is capitalized. Everything else is converted to lowercase. You can see that with the alligator. It has a capital A in my original string, and then in the manipulated output, it's been converted to a lowercase. Okay, let's move on to the next method, casefold. And what casefold is, it's very similar to lowercase, and it has a little bit more aggressive manner of changing things to lowercase, things that characters that lowercase would not convert. It does. I believe that it's primarily for non-English languages, but let's just run it and see it in action. As you could see, it converted several things in Greek. That character that looks like a B has been changed to SS for its lowercase. All of the other strings that are in English have been converted to lowercase. All right, let's move on to our next method, which is center. And this actually takes a parameter. We have the width, which is how, obviously how far across on the screen that we want to have it positioned within. So it'll take subdog here and move that in the middle of 80 characters wide. Then it also takes a character that you want to use as a fill character. Typically, if all you're doing is just centering it on a page, you may just want it to be a space. Let's save that, run it, and there you go. Then if you wanted to put in some special character, you could. It only takes one character, nothing longer. And it popped in a fill character for that. If I wanted, I'm just going to change this first variable. And you can see that gave me the spaces that I needed in between the fill character that's different from the text, just to make that text stand out a little better. Then we're going to work with count. And here again, This also takes some parameters. So we have a substring. Whoops. Let's just count all the A's. Actually, let's count O. And there's all the lines that have a lowercase o. It is case sensitive. Do I have anything with an uppercase O? Don't know. Let's find out. And I do not, so no matches for the uppercase O. You can also position, let's say, a capital A. Save it. I'm just going to show you that here we have one line, alligator, that has a capital A. I'm going to limit this with a start and end. So if I start at 0 and I end at the length of S, which is the entire string, okay, save it and run it. Should get the same answers. Got the same answer. Let's make it only go for the first 5 characters. And you can see there's none. If I do 5 through 10, you can see it found it again. So that's how count works. Moving on to encode. Now encode has quite a bit of options, so we aren't going to cover everything. The default is going to be UTF-8 and strict. You can see that up here in the prompts. I'm just going to leave it without any parameters filled in, and we'll just see what that looks like as we run it. All right, and you can see what it does. It converts everything to a byte string. It's good for when you're passing information over to cross networks, say to a browser or another receiving application, where you're going to have possibly odd characters, and I say odd, non-standard characters for your OS, and or storing in a database, and you want to allow a wider character set to be interpreted. Converting it to a byte string or some other format is a way to do that. Let's see. Let's change it to ASCII. And basically, you'll know what to add to it, or what encoding you want to use, because whatever program you're talking to, it's going to tell you how it should be encoded. Run it, and you can see, just trying to use ASCII with the default of strict interpretation. It says that, hey, I can't change these characters that I'm seeing, which are the Greek characters. They're not part of the standard ASCII alphabet. So now, if I say ASCII and we want to ignore any errors. And let's just save that. We'll run it. You can see in the Greek text, cookies was about the only thing, and the commas and were the only things that it could really understand, and it just kind of ignored everything but in the spaces. The spaces that are here are all the spaces in between the words, and it just threw out all of the characters that it didn't know how to deal with. You can see in the German, Heist, it didn't know how to deal with that B kind of character, so it just kind of threw that out. If we want to, we can replace it. Yeah, we'll do that. And you've probably run into this where you see special characters, whoops, I didn't save it, that are presented as like question marks. Because it doesn't, again, but it lets you know it doesn't understand those characters. It's just a way of doing that, other than just discarding them. Let's see, we can do, I'm going to skip over name replace that. Well, let's just look at it. Let's see, because that's going to be a long one for the Greek. But let's see what that actually looks like. Okay, and you can see there, this would be a name. We got Kappa, the Greek small letter Kappa, Greek small letter, yeah, it's just all of that kind of stuff. It's just another way of transcoding that. All right, let's see, let's do, okay, now this one's ASCII. Let's do this with XML, character, reference, replace, and that one, oh, that's interesting. I was wondering what that would look like. Okay, so that just kind of put in reference values here for the different characters. So it's just a way of, like if you held down the Alt and keyed in this number, it would give you that character on the keyboard. All right. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Also, reach out and let me know what you did or didn't like about the content and video. I look forward to presenting more rabbit holes in the future. See you then.